Good morning and welcome. You're watching CEO FaceTime. Well, on today's CEO FaceTime, I am joined with Mr. Fatt, who's the Managing Director of Omega Values in Berhad. His company specializes in clean rooms. Good morning and welcome to our show.
Good morning. Thank you for your invitation.
Well, Mr. Yao, can you share a bit more about your background and what is clean room in general?
Okay, basically I'm a graduate from Coventry University from UK. When I came back, I worked for a company called Muda Holdings. In a transition period, then I went for an interview from a company called Isuta. And from there, I started my work as a sales executive in the company, which actually deal with clean room contamination and static control. What happened is during the interview, the interviewer actually gave me brochures for me to brush through, and I actually don't know what this product does, and look like it's something to deal with space, outer space product, and sound very interesting. So that's why I came into the line. And basically, clean room started during the year of 1960, 1970, where the US wanted to build a rocket to shoot up to the moon. And they found that most electronics products can, if you produce in a normal environment, and it will get burned easily and get malfunction. So that's why they came up with the concept of having a vacuum room to produce the chips, so that whatever chips that is produced into the rocket's space, it will be long lasting, and we won't be get reliable results. This is how clean room started. And in our Malaysia industry, clean room actually boomed in 1980s. We have a lot of electronic semiconductors, big factory came into Malaysia and invest in their facility. What clean room actually is actually a room like this, and we actually filter out all the air particles. These air particles is very fine, it cannot be seen by a naked eye. We measure it in 0.5 micron, which is very, very, very tiny. Imagine your hair diameter is 5 micron, is 10 times smaller than the diameter of your hair.
Yeah.
And we actually control it down to minimum of, say, 10 particles count, or 10 particle dust per 1 cubic feet of air. And then, the clean room is built to cater the needs of the micro electronic chips production, so that it will be reliable when it is actually put into the electronic components.
So pretty much the need of a clean room is actually everywhere around us. It's just that it actually supplies to the end product that we see. But this is a very niche market. What made you decide to actually go into business of providing products for clean rooms?
I have been to a lots of factories, and I've been into their production. And I found it very interesting how things are made, how sophisticated it is to build a line to produce simple products like handphones. It actually is a combination of hundreds of parts, and all these single parts is actually produced by maybe hundreds of factories. So we will see how things are made, and why does clean room is required for such products. This is and also the technology changes within the industry. This is very interesting to me, and I'm a guy who like a lot of electronics gadgets, So when it comes to how handphones are made, how computers are made, wow, these are amazing. How human being can actually produce and and to innovate this kind of product, and let us have that kind of convenience in our life.
Well, since 1980, when there was a suddenly boom of requirements for clean room due
Yes.
to the semiconductor industry, there has also been a change in the electronics industry, which the semiconductor industry is supplying to. How has this changed for the requirements of clean room in Malaysia?
Okay, as we know, in the electronics component nowadays is getting smaller and smaller, more sophisticated, more efficient. Okay, say for example, a computer. We used to have a very big computers. Nowadays, computer is actually in our handphones. So when these things are shrink into smaller and smaller parts, this kind of parts has to be produced in a very critical environment. So in the past, maybe 1980s, we are talking about 0.5 micron control particle size. But nowadays, we have gone to the extreme of 0.3 micron particle size control.
Wow.
So the requirement to make it cleaner and cleaner and cleaner, therefore the product that is used in the factory, in the production line, has also been improved. It means that things that need to be used in a clean room has to be cleaner. The particle generation of the product has to be lower, and the filter used for the air is even more a better filter, more efficient. So a lot of changes has been made from 1990s, 1980s to today, and clean room not just in electronic industry nowadays. It has been used in pharmaceutical factories, hospitals, and also F&B factories. You wouldn't like to see a hair drop into the food that you buy from the factories.
I can imagine. Well, we talked a lot about the semiconductor industry and clean rooms. Can you share a bit more about how the F&B industry is affected with clean rooms?
F&B industry in Malaysia, I think Malaysia government had did a very good job to implement certain rules for the factories to comply. Actually, over the past few years, government has enforced all F&B factories producing food and beverage has to be complied to GMP or HACCP. These two standards that they need to comply. So therefore, when you talk about GMP and HACCP, your production floor has to be very, very, very clean. Therefore, the control environment, the clean rooms come into the play. And you will see today's food produced by Malaysia is actually sold worldwide, and it's actually very safe to use due to all these implementations of rules and regulation by the governments.
Well, you also touched a bit about the biotechnology industry. Malaysia has been investing a lot on biotech over the past 10 years. Can you share a bit more about how clean rooms are used in the biotech industry?
Biotech industry, again, when you talk about biotech research and development, the place that you do all this research and development obviously has to be not contaminated by germs, bacteria, or viruses. So clean room comes into play where we create an environment for these people to actually do their research in. So this is where the clean room come into play. Actually, we made the room cleaner, free of germs, free of particles.
Well, we've talked about all the three industries that clean rooms are used cut across. How different are the requirements from each industry? Is clean room something that is off-the-rack solution, or is it customized based on the customer needs and the requirements of the ISO standards or the standards that they follow with?
Yes. For clean room, actually, we has a different category of clean rooms from class. Say if it is GMP, it's class A to E, or normal class 10 to 100,000. This classification actually tells you what are the products that you're supposed to use in a clean room, because not all industry need a very, very, very clean environment take for example food F&B factories. They are very worried about big particles where you can see by your naked eye, and also obviously virus or bacteria. So when it comes to this type of industry, it is not so critical. You need not wear a bunny suit, the whole suit.
Look like you're going to space.
Yeah, you're going to space. You don't have to go to that extreme. But basically, it's control of big particles like hair, skin flakes, and things that can be easily seen by a naked eye. Because consumer, when you see hair in your drinks, that will be a big problem, I think.
That's quite true.
Yeah.
Well, the first modern design of a clean room was actually invented by Willis Whitfield in 1960. And within a few years, the industry for clean room was as big as US dollars 50 billion.
Yes.
It's a huge market, but it's still a very niche market.
Yes.
What was the biggest challenge for you to actually penetrate the market, especially from a business owner perspective?
Okay. The penetration of the market, actually in semiconductor, normally we face problem where customer already has certain list of suppliers. Some customer, they create a barrier for us to enter into their company. And I think the biggest problem of all that I encounter in Malaysia is the knowledge of the clean room that they have, how they want to control the environment. They spend millions of dollars to build the clean room, but they are not willing to spend millions of dollars to maintain it. So eventually, the clean room that they have, you can see it deteriorate over the years, and you can see, sadly, they don't really care how to maintain the clean room.
So you feel that the maintenance culture in Malaysia is not really at par with the requirements of clean rooms
Yes.
in the global way?
Yes, I would feel so, because let's take for example, some customer, they buy things and they didn't do any evaluation. What they does is, okay, you show me the samples, I throw it into the factory, see whether it works. But this kind of products, you wouldn't see the contamination effects, Actually, the proper way to do it is to set a standard. Means we must have the product specification, the material safety data sheets, and from the specification, we must know ways to evaluate this products. Means we need to do certain tests on the product, see whether this kind of products generate particles, whether they actually contaminate it. So a lot of customers nowadays, they don't care. They just worry about price. But the result is very simple. After they use for maybe months or two, they get more rejects, more customer complaints, which lead to higher costs. These are the things that happen. I have seen a lot of these kind of cases because of price competition. And let's take for example a piece of cloth that is used to wipe the machineries. Most customers will know this cloth has to be clean, obviously. It has to be sealed at the edges so that it won't generate particles. But they wouldn't look into how many times the cloth is actually been cleaned before it's actually been used.
Okay.
Actually, this cloth has to be cleaned by DI water, laundry, wash 4 times, 8 times in order to be exactly very clean before it actually used. What it does is when you want to wipe whatever things that you wipe, if it is not clean, it's actually made more dirtier, more problems to the problem. So a lot of customers don't realize it, and then there's a lot of qualities like cloth, these different thickness, absorbency is different. So they might buy a cloth that absorbs certain water amount, but at a very cheap price. But they didn't know that if they buy a cloth that can absorb 3 times or 4 times with double the price, it's actually help them to save more money. But people look at things very generally, but they didn't go in depth study how this thing actually contribute to the the end results of their products. So our jobs here is to give them good quality products, tell them, explain to them how our products can help them in terms of all this maintenance job of a clean room.
So in essence, pretty much to maintain a very good clean room, you always have to choose a good quality product. But sometimes selling a good quality product, which could cost double from a cheaper quality product, can be quite a big challenge.
Yes.
How do you actually convince your customers that the product that you're selling is actually worth the money that they're paying for?
Okay, all our products that we sell normally will come with detailed specifications. Then we normally provide sample packs for them to try on their production floor before they actually buy from us. And also we give all the technical support. Sometimes it also depends on what customer requirements and their needs. So we will see their needs and recommends the products that actually suit their needs. Let's, for example, like I say just now, the piece of cloth. Actually, we have more than a few hundred types of cloth that can wipes different product, different function. So it depends on your requirement and how clean you want it to be. Then we will recommend the suitable product for them to use. So this is all come in experience where I've been telling people we don't study this in university in the books. All come in trial and error that we develop over the years with customers. We grow with them. We actually go in hand with them to test out the product, try and error. We also actually do a lot of evaluation with customer. Some product evaluation may actually come up to about 3 months, 6 months period, just to do one product evaluation.
Wow. So pretty much the industry changes every now and then, and the requirements would also change.
Yes.
Well, one of the biggest, hottest topic right now is the Ebola outbreak that's happening in Africa. And a key component of actually making sure that the Ebola outbreak does not spread even more is the need of clean rooms in hospitals that are treating patients with Ebola. They're even talking about buses which are modified as clean rooms. Can you share a bit more about Malaysia's readiness on having clean rooms to prevent the Ebola outbreak?
In Malaysia currently, like I say, the rules and regulation by the National Health Department is actually all the hospitals and medical center has to be also certified with GMP. So all their operating theaters actually comply with GMP, and some hospital actually has the ways to contaminate the viruses in the OT room. What they do is when the air is actually sucked out from the room, went to containers that can contains the virus, and they actually has people to dispose the virus safely, maybe into the ground or somewhere. That I'm not very sure, but there are specialists who actually can do this type of virus contamination. So in Malaysia, I would say many of our hospitals currently is actually comply with GMP, and most of them are capable in handling this type of viruses outbreak. And my advice to public is not to be too nervous about this, because this thing don't spread through air. It only spread through contact of the person who is infected, or whatever liquids that the person has left over. So it's actually not easy to spread compared to SARS. SARS is actually through airborne. So this outbreak can be contained actually, as long as we don't get in touch with the person who actually been infected. I have gone through the internet and check out how it actually spread. The advice given by the website is actually tell you not to go to the place where this viruses is happen.
Yeah.
That's the only what you call it, prevention that the advice.
Well, you're in the industry of clean rooms. Have there been a sudden hike in people looking for items to prevent Ebola outbreaks from the hospitals or even healthcare providers?
At this moment, no. At this
Not
moment,
yet.
no. But over the past, I experienced SARS. SARS is really we have shortage of masks. We have shortage of gloves, sanitizers. And this shortage caused a jack in the price of the mask. A single piece of mask may cost you, say, 10 cents a piece in the market, but somebody bought it for 10 ringgit, 20 ringgit a piece.
Inflation.
Yeah,
and people profiting.
During the
times of
mask,
need.
I have seen manufacturers overnight become a millionaire just for producing the mask.
Which is not really right, actually.
Yes,
profiteering out of
not
the
really
time
right.
of need.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Yao, you're in an industry that's very niche. What's your advice for entrepreneurs out there who actually want to go into a niche market to actually do when getting into such businesses?
I think the most important things, the most important things that you need to have is actually the knowledge. The knowledge is very important. Keep upgrading the knowledge you have. Not just you learn something, then you keep it. I would advise study. Go into internet or magazine to look more updated information. What the industry actually going to, and what are the new things, what are the new development come in. So we learn more and then we share it more.
And you can actually sell your product even better.
Yes,
More
yes.
informed
Yes,
selling.
yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming in
Yeah.
today and sharing your experience and
thank you so
also
much.
everything about clean rooms.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. A bit more information about clean rooms and some advice on the Ebola outbreak. Well, right now we're going to take a quick commercial break, but stay tuned with us for more business news on Capital TV.
Stay tuned as the all-new Copper Profile brings you Perdana Petroleum Berhad. Coming up next.